Hello, thank you for joining me today as I continue Vinland Saga. All right, man, first episode back. I'm really excited, of course. And, you know, I think the goal here is to get right back into it as quick as possible, right? To really get the flow of things going. So, you know, a few little updates before coming back. I did check out some of my own reactions. They are quite decent, if I do say so. But yeah, you know, I use them as a recap. So yeah, I'm, you know, really excited to continue this journey, this story that's already, it's already been fantastic. You know, 5 episodes in and it's been fantastic. So I'm really excited to get back into it. So, you know, there's no need for any recaps or anything. Just a few things before I start the episode. If you're interested in full length to this episode or early access to the next episode right now, or maybe in full opacity, consider checking out the Patreon page. The link is in the description. And of course, there's perks for many of the other series on the channel. So yeah, you know, consider checking that out if you are interested. There's also a link to social media, and I'm speaking of Twitter. You know, not everyone has to be a patron to support the channel. You know, you could just subscribe to the channel. You could go follow the Twitter account to support the channel, and that helps, you know, because Twitter is a really powerful tool for a content creator. So yeah, you know, you could just do that. And you know, I'm usually pretty active on Twitter, and you know, it really helps a channel or a content creator grow their reach. Right? So yeah, you know, you don't have to be a patron to support the channel. You know, you can even just drop a like. Even that's more than enough. Drop a comment. You know, super cool. So let's just get right back into the flow of things, right? So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy. Right. Oh God, look at that. Stunning. Bit of exposition here, bit of background info.
勢力を広げていた。そうした政治的な動きに伴い、バイキングたちもイングランド軍打倒を目的とした征服戦争の一端を担うようになった。
Plucking the eye. That was a great little scene. Bit of exposition and setting up perhaps the next chapter of the story. Paid my dues and sold my soul. Oh, the journey begins. Okay then. Episode 6. Gainsborough. Let's see how Thorfinn handles this. This is going to be some experience for him. Yeah. He's gonna have to grow up really fast.
そこに手を貸しゃ報酬もがっぽりだ。
この地の領主が抱えるイングランド軍には手を焼いているが。
Ah, okay. Deals being made?
はっきり言って戦力もあんたらより上だ。
海賊風情なでかい口を。
まあそう言うなって。同じ伝人じゃねえか。
貴様らと一緒にするな。
Yeah.
なんだと
He doesn't want to be associated, right? But
逃げたりするなよ。貴様らに退路はない。下手な真似をすれば。
he's... Oh! I was gonna say, they don't plan on leaving, man. Wait, they just got ambushed. Equip yourself.
戦場で手柄を立ててみな。そしてご褒美に決闘してやるよ。
Okay. He sees the opening here. Okay, who's gonna save him? Oh. Bjorn? Oh, damn, he got stabbed. Just a tip.
生きてたか。戦場じゃ弱いやつから死んでいく。おめえみてえにな。
Well, he's not gonna like that. There's a lesson for Thorfinn in that. That's gonna push him on. Because he can't have him saving him, right? Oh my god. first kill? It's a big moment, man. This is a... Thorfinn's rage. Kind of like the opening. Whoa, look at this. Is that 3D? Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The voice acting. Yeah, this is dark, man. He's got that. He's like low to the ground, right? Short and low, so you can kind of sneak up on them. Ah, that's his go-to move, isn't it? But this is sad, man. This isn't like... Whoa. He's got a knack for it. He gets it from his father, but... Oh. He's like, nah, I get to kill you, no one else. Wow. You know, I can't say that was a hype montage or anything. It was kind of sad to see him slowly... Whoa. Time skip, all right. His low profile really allows him to be a efficient scout. God damn, man. I mean, his skills are impressive, but it's, you know, it's not really like a hype moment, to be honest. Kind of look like ODM gear there. Oh, this could be a cool episode. Or I mean, there's only half an episode left now, but him on his own for a bit. Oh, is he gonna come across them? Times change, lady. Oh, okay. They're gonna run into him. Oh boy. She's gonna take him in, isn't she? Oh no, 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 no. Oh. East Anglia. Ah, okay, so 1008. Earlier they showed 1002, so it's been 6 years? That's so cozy looking. Oh man, this is... I hope Thorfinn gets out of there. For their sake. For the mother and the daughter. I mean, there's a bit of a language barrier, right? That is universal though, right? That you can understand. Oh no, he brought fleas. Oh, goddamn. This is so beautiful, man. Every episode. Best girl. I was gonna say, this is just like his father, taking in the slave, right? This is quite an interesting situation, right? Japanese, but like English and Danish. Okay, it is a soldier. Kind of like how Floki came for his slave. She'll protect him. There's a hole that was left behind by her youngest, John. Oh. Love that framing. Oh, look at this. Just like Thorfinn's sister. Temporary domestic bliss. A reminder. Ah, how about that?
に逃げろ。
Whoa. I think they understood that. I think that might have been English. Oh. The fact that run is the one English word he does know. Damn. Every frame's a painting, man. This is phenomenal. Sometimes I do wish they still had Shingeki. Oh god, please. Ah, this is the thing I... Oh. So this is the reason I was hoping he leaves them. My friend, you are about to get wrecked. No, don't go. But of course she's gonna go. She's come to care for him, even in this short span of time. It's like a fiend. The direction of this episode has been fantastic. Oh. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah. Man. Look at that, the lighting, darkness and light. Wow. How about this dynamic? Yeah. A reminder of home, family, domestic bliss. A fleeting moment, though. Whoa. How many times has he done that? Okay, so, wow. Yeah, this show, man, I mean, that's quite the episode to come back to. You know, that was a fantastic episode. You know, this is so grounded, raw, and realistic in its approach, right, to the subject matter at hand. I feel like it's not glorifying anything, you know, in the depiction of these cruel things that are happening. You know, such was life back then. You know, a realistic portrayal of war, the Viking raids, the path, you know, their path of destruction and the human collateral left behind. You know, how lives and families are destroyed and forever changed because of it. This is so grounded, man. I mean, it's full of just poignant and evocative imagery, right? And symbology. The material in this story is quite effective, right? It lingers in your mind. I mean, this episode itself ended on such a haunting note. And as enthusiasts of storytelling, that's a thing. That's the thing worth chasing, right? To have a connection with the material, right? To feel the gravitas of the writing, and this has that. You know, this really does have the makings of something that could end up being one of my favorite stories. I'm just so impressed with this anime. The voice acting is fantastic, phenomenal even. Young Thorfinn yelling out after his first kill. It's an all-timer, folks. That's an all-timer. It's full of rage, it's full of sorrow, full of frustration, right? It's so visceral and haunting. It's tragic, it's heartbreaking, much like some of the other things that play out in this episode, right? You know, the first kill hit like a truck, as it should. I think it did a phenomenal job of depicting the magnitude of what he just did, you know, really putting us in his shoes. And, you know, that certainly felt like a prominent moment in the life of this person, right? And, you know, the way it was animated, you know, the guy had the tears in his eyes and the blood slowly leaking out. And Thorfinn seeing that, right in front of him, you feel it. You really do feel it. right? But then, of course, the sadness doesn't end there. That was just the beginning, because, of course, throughout the episode, you see just how desensitized he becomes to it, right? Showing us his first kill, right, in comparison to the soldiers he kills near the conclusion, really drives that point home, doesn't it? The transformation is a jarring one. Like I said, he looked like a fiend, during a killing frenzy at that moment. Jarring is an understatement. And I feel like that lady's reaction is kind of mimicking the audience's reaction as well. I can only speak for myself, but yeah, that was my reaction as well, kind of speechless. And speaking of the sweet lady, she's just heartbroken, right? To see this child like this. She knew there must be a reason, that this child ended up on this path. He must have his reasons. But to see that in front of her eyes, right? What's become of this child, someone who is similar to her late son's age, essentially, that was tragic to her, right? That was heartbreaking to her. She felt sad for him, what's become of him, right? Yes, it's dark that he's killed these soldiers, but her heart breaks for him, this child who ended up on this path. Much like how it's really sad to see him turn into this, throughout the episode. And then that montage of him gaining experience on the battlefield doesn't really have that hype montage type feeling. Again, I can only speak for myself. I'm not gonna try to speak for anyone else. Maybe for others it might have been hype moment. It's quite sad. It's quite tragic to see him go through this phase, right? The loss of innocence with the progression of each battle that goes on, slowly drifting from the teachings of his late father. In fact, he could potentially become one of the greatest assassins of that era, right? A prolific killer from the looks of things so far and how things are progressing. It almost kind of becomes like a second nature to him by the time this time skip battle sequence montage concludes, right? So, and of course, some of that natural ability or knack for it comes from his father, who himself was a prolific fighter on the battlefield, right? A man-mountain, right? A titan of the battlefield once upon a time, of course. So it's starting to feel like that his trajectory might be a bit similar to his father's as well, right? I believe he'll eventually walk away from this, right? He'll understand his father's teachings, though I do think he'll be a bit of a hybrid, right? Not exactly like his father, but there's a path of vengeance and brutality before he arrives at that point. And I do think that Askeladd might have felt that there could be something special to this child, right? Given who his father was. So, there's that angle as well. He encourages him to achieve something great on the battlefield, right? I mentioned before that Askeladd can become this mentor figure for him, right? A father type presence, be a bit of a different type of father figure, right? So that's the reason I think he is going to end up having this hybrid type outlook, right? I do think he's going to, get back onto the path of his father's teachings down the line, but he's also going to learn many other things. Because of course, he's going to continue learning some life lessons from Askeladd. And I say continue because, Askeladd's already shown him a few things, right? And, even from the others like Bjorn, different perspectives that can be crucial, that can also be crucial. And in that sense, it'll be interesting to see the dynamic, right, within that crew, now that he is a bit older, right? I believe he spent like 6 years with them now, right? As I mentioned, it said 1002, and then post-battle sequence montage, it was like 1008. So at least 6 years, right? That's like half his life, essentially, right? So that's quite a bit. That is quite a bit. And you see that many of them have taken to this new member of their crew, right? Over these years. As I mentioned before, he's spending his formative years with these people, right? Bloodshed and pillaging is the norm at this point in his life. But for a split moment, maybe on a subconscious level, he was beginning to fight against the foundation of this path he's on, right? The path of vengeance he has chosen. Because it is a choice, right? It is a choice. And this is when he starts to remember his family for a fleeting moment, right? Quick glimpse, it's like a quick flash in his mind as he's looking at the sweet old lady, right? So, he had to fight against that. He had to bury that, internalize it, so he could continue on this path, right? Doesn't mean he's okay with any of it. I'm not saying that, but this is the life. This is his life right now. And to continue, he has to bury any notion of doubt, essentially, right? Because if he starts thinking of home, starts thinking of family, starts having that doubt, it's going to become really difficult for him to continue on this path. And that's how he coped. That thought of family and domestic bliss is far removed from his new normal world at this point in time, right? Even if there was a glimpse of it, you know, through this short experience with this sweet lady and her daughter, you know, a bit of slice of life. And of course, the hospitality Thorfinn received here was kind of like a mirror earlier to the series, right? He's experienced something really similar. You know, his father was hospitable to a runaway slave, right? Regardless of the risks involved, right? The daughter advised against it, you know, just like his sister advised against it. A man came looking as well at some point, right? Floki came looking for his slave, much like how the English soldier came looking for this Danish scout. So Thorfinn probably recognized this behavior. You know, I'm sure he did. And, you know, for that reason, I think he did develop a bit of a soft spot for the sweet old lady, right? And, you know, for that reason, you see, he does, you know, try to kind of get them to safety or, you know, give them a heads up. But he also understood that his conscious actions ultimately destroyed that family of two, right? Just like his mother and sister, you know. A family that resembles his mother and sister, right? So that's got to be such a haunting moment for him. And of course, you know, that ending, him internalizing it is, again, such a sad moment because who knows how many times he's done that at this point, right? You know, that being said, his eventual reunion with people from, you know, what might seem like a past life at this point, that's an intriguing prospect down the line. Because I do think he is going to see them again down the line. Though, of course, by the time he does meet them, their lives might be really different as well, you know, and I'm speaking of his mother and his sister. By the time they do end up meeting, just like Thorfinn's life is going to be jarringly different from how they remember, right? Okay, so I think that's about it for this one. I've got quite a journey ahead of me, don't I? This, like I said, man, this has all the makings of something that could end up being one of my favorite stories, right? And I believe it's still an ongoing manga, so yeah, you know, I'm certainly quite happy about that. You know, at this point in time, I'm already so invested in, you know, what the future holds for this story. You know, that's one of the things I do. You know, anytime I start something new or a story, I always try to, you know, envision how things might be playing out years down the line in the story itself, right? The progression, how things could change, character development, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. Of course, the music continues to be fantastic. You know, the animation, the backgrounds, the visual storytelling here is just phenomenal. But yeah, it's been quite impressive. 6 episodes in, and you know, according to the title of this episode, the journey begins. So yeah, I'm in it proper now, right? The prologue seems to be done. So quite exciting, quite exciting. So if you enjoyed that, consider dropping a like, consider dropping some comments, give me your thoughts, as long as they're spoiler free, of course. Thank you. If you enjoyed that and you're not a subscriber to the channel, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Again, that helps the channel grow. If you're interested in early access to the next episode right now, or maybe even full length, or maybe full opacity, consider checking out the Patreon page. And of course, there's perks for many of the other series on the channel as well. If you're into social media, I'm quite active on Twitter. The links are in the description for all of these things. And of course, you know, you don't have to be, not everyone has to be a patron to support the channel. There's many other things you can do. Like I mentioned, you can subscribe to the channel. You can drop a like. You can follow the Twitter account because that does help. You know, that helps the channel grow its reach. It's quite a powerful tool for content creators. So yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you once again for joining me, and thank you for your time. And I hope to see you again soon for the next one. Until then, take it easy.